Well, thank you, my friend, and thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do rise in opposition to both the rule and the previous question, so that the House can consider H.R. 6235, the Strategic Production Response Act, introduced by the top Republican on the Energy and Commerce Committee, Cathy McMorris Rodgers, in recent weeks. This president and the Democrats are waging a war on fossil fuels and affordable American energy, and American families are paying the price in the form of skyrocketing energy bills, inflation that is surging, frankly, out of control. And we see that constant increase at the pump literally every time we get in the car and pass a gas station in virtually every state in the Union. Before this president came into office, the U.S. was more energy secure than ever before. Energy prices were low, stable. Manufacturing was coming back to the U.S. after decades of offshoring. Today, America's energy security is under siege by President Biden and the Democrats. In fact, in the span of a year, the price of crude oil and many energy commodities has risen to a 7-year high. Gasoline prices have nearly doubled, while more Americans are struggling, certainly, to make ends meet. And forecasts, even before this winter heating cost season started, American families were expected to pay some 54% more for propane, 43% more for heating oil, 30% more for natural gas, and 6% more for electric heating. Even as millions of Americans depend on a reliable and affordable supply of fossil-based fuels for home heating, electricity, transportation, manufacturing, and agriculture, Democrats have doubled down their anti-American energy agenda. It was a mistake when President Biden canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, which would have transported almost 1 million barrels per day of stable energy supplies to the U.S. President Biden issued a moratorium on energy development on federal lands, and now the administration is even considering killing Line 5, another important pipeline that provides critical heating fuels and gas to the Midwest. Yes, faced with skyrocketing energy prices and low poll numbers, this president has begged OPEC, of all places OPEC and Russia, to pay for more oil, to pump more oil. When OPEC and Russia refused to increase supplies, guess what? President Biden then turned to China, resorted to tapping America's strategic petroleum reserve rather than encourage drilling here domestically. This president turned to China then for oil. China is persecuting more than 1 million Uyghurs, Muslims, and other ethnic minorities. They certainly don't share our values. America's strategic petroleum reserve is one of the nation's most valuable energy security tools. And this president and the Democrats are squandering it, using it for a political cover-up for their anti-fossil fuel agenda. If allowed, this motion is pretty simple. It would protect SPRO and lower gas prices by unleashing American energy production. Can I have 30 seconds more?
30.
The Strategic Petroleum Reserve was created by Congress to respond to several oil supply disruptions, not as a bailout. This administration has to end its hostility to producing energy right here, under our feet, reverse the policies that have contributed to the energy crisis facing Americans today. If this administration is serious about lowering gas prices, then it has to stop encouraging other countries and rather encourage ours to produce gas and oil rather than relying on OPEC, Russia, and China. So I would ask my colleagues to vote no on the previous question so we can consider this resolution. I yield back the balance of my time.